Well, I'm really proud of my team. I thought we played a great game today. We pitched, we played defense, we swung the bats very well. Obviously, Gene had an incredible day, and it was a special day for him. And not only in the way that he played, but breaking the school record for the hitting streak he's been on a great run, and a very confident kid, and he's put his time in and his work, and it's always great to see the hard work being paid off. And TJ, I think, gave us a spark again. That's 2 games in a row in which, when he's been in the lineup, I think he made a difference for us. And he just brings so much from an athletic standpoint. When he's on base, it just makes it easier for us to score, because he's so fast and he can put pressure on the other team. And thought he was terrific today. And Madison had some good swings on it too. Just missed a home run there. Kid made a good play, but he swung the bat very well. On Friday night, things didn't look so well in the middle innings of that game, and sitting up here, and 2 days later, having won 3 games in a row and beat some good pitchers to do it, I feel good about our team. And the series turned in the middle innings on Friday night, and we kept the momentum the rest of the way. And I'm awfully proud of my team for the way they came to the park today, ready to play and not satisfied with this first 2, and maybe played their most complete game, one of their most complete games of the year today.
Questions? Brian.
How tough, from your vantage point, just in general, how is it to be locked in like Gene Cohn is right now?
Yeah, I've seen a few weekends like that. Not many. I remember we went to Mississippi State a couple years ago, and one of our more enjoyable weekends, we had a lot of people hurt, and I think Christian Walker went like 13 for 14 or something one weekend.
Days, 15 to 16 times.
Yeah.
For 11.
Yeah, and hey, so that was about the last time I saw a weekend like that, like Gene had, and it was it's just he's just locked in, and he competes every pitch. He gives himself a chance because he doesn't chase pitches out of strike zone, and he's got a short stroke, and he just gives himself a chance. He's going to have tough weekends, I'm sure, and he'll hit some balls at him, and he'll hit some tough luck. But right now, he's locked in, and he's hitting them where they ain't. And he's hitting the ball with authority, too. And that was pretty cool. I mean, he was a hit away from the cycle, I guess, right? And I put on the hit and run. Bad coach. But actually, I gave him a strike. I was going to give him a strike to see if he could hit it out, and when he got a strike called on him, I thought it was a good situation to hit and run there. But he's there's not much I can say other than that he's just playing his tail off.
Gene will never admit it, but how much do you think he thinks about the streak from at-bat to at-bat?
I think it's over now, honestly. I don't think he's going to think about it anymore. I mean, when you get that close, and honestly, I think yesterday, he probably felt a little pressure probably before the game, because he's one game away from tying it, I guess. And then I didn't think he'd give it a second thought today. I just thought he was relaxed and relieved, that he had at least tied it. I don't think he'll give it a second thought going forward. Heck, I don't know if he's giving it that much thought anyway, really. But when you get close, we're all human beings. I mean, his teammates are nudging him about it from time to time, so it's not like he can flush it totally. But I'll say this about him, man. I mean, even that hitting streak, he would take at bats and work a walk. It wasn't like he was getting outside of himself and getting outside of his approach of what he's trying to do to help the team win. He when it was a 3-1 count, he'd make a pitcher throw it in there. And I think that shows you all you need to know about Gene and the team-oriented player that he is.
If Adam continues to pitch like he did today to go along with Clark and Braden, just how much of a boost is that for you guys?
Well, I mean, I thought Adam was that was one of his best starts in a while. He was a lot more efficient, and obviously his line's a clean one. When he commands his fastball, he's awfully tough, and his command wasn't perfect today, but it was a lot better than it's been those last 2 or 3 starts. And but Adam and Braden and Clark, the sophomore and 2 freshmen, kind of throwing for us on the weekend, but they don't really throw like they're that young. They got some composure about them and some maturity, and they handle adversity the right way, and they got good arms and bright futures. And so our program, we always try to, when I'm around the team, we talk about pitching and defense all the time. If you pitch and you play D, you're in every game, you have a chance to win. And for the most part all year, we've pitched and played defense, and that gives you a chance.
You mentioned TJ already, but he started 2 of the last 4 games. Just what does he bring to the team that you like, and do you think we'll start seeing a little bit more?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, it's just athleticism, energy, explosiveness. I mean, the ball flies off his bat. I said in the fall, I think the kid's going to be a very, very high draft pick in a couple of years. Y'all probably see what I'm talking about now. You might not have seen it because he was playing so sporadically, or he'd have a tough game or whatever. But I mean, the kid foots the bill. I mean, he can run. He can play center field. He can run the bases. He can steal bases. He can hit a home run. Kid's awfully talented, and he's just learning how to play. And he's come a long way since September. From heck, I don't know exactly the stats, but if I told you how many times he struck out in the fall, it was like Evan Marzilli. I think Evan Marzilli went like 3 for 54 in the fall his freshman year, and maybe struck out like 25 times. I mean, it was like half of his at-bats, and TJ was close. And but the more at-bats you get, the more experience you get, you start figuring it out. And he's really, really been a student of the game and tried to improve each and every day down here. And I'm lucky to be his coach. He's got a bright future to playing baseball.
You spoke Thursday, I think, about how hard it is to get TJ in this lineup every day, given all the other players around him. Is it a hard thing to do for him to be able to flip the switch and perform when he's not playing every day?
Well, I'll tell you this about TJ. When he's not playing, he's the biggest cheerleader we got in the dugout. His attitude is great. Some of his other, teammates could probably learn from him. Not that we have anybody that's sour, but we got kids that want to play that aren't, some that can't get in there. But TJ wants to win, and I'm sure it's difficult for him, but he understands, and he knows the situation that we're in, and he gets it. I mean, he just wants. You just tell me when you're gonna put me in, coach. I'll play my tail off, and that's his attitude, and that's what he's been doing. And yeah, I said it kills me when I don't put him in there. It really does. I'm not in the lineup and it's not T.J. Hopkins in there. It hurts. It hurts me because he can help us win in more ways than just his defense or his offense. He can help you win in a lot of different ways, and but it's hard. It's hard. There's some games where Jones has got to be the DH, and but he's played himself in the conversation with Jones and Destino and Cullen, and he's making it hard on me. And but I got to get creative. I got to keep trying to find ways to not. I got to keep trying to find ways to not have him on the bench because he's too talented. But he's going to keep playing the rest of the year. It might not be every game, but he's a big part of our team.
Adam struggled some with his command in road games, but 1 walk or less in every home start. Is there anything to that? How do you kind of get him to do that on the road?
Well, I don't. I mean, he threw great at the Citadel. I thought that was maybe the best fastball he's had, on the road. The best fastball he's had all year was that night. Now I think that was maybe his first start on the road as a player here. I just think he wasn't perfect in his command today. I mean, he made some big pitches in 3-2 counts. He struck some guys out in 3-2 counts. So he didn't work ahead as well as he has, when he threw great earlier in the year here or at the Citadel. But obviously you only got 1 walk and 8 punch outs. That's a pretty good line. I don't think it's a road versus home thing. I think it's just, he's a freshman trying to find his way, trying to improve each and every time out. I have the utmost confidence he throws strikes on the road. I'm not worried about that for a minute. He's just trying to learn and grow and develop and get more comfortable each and every time that he goes out there.
Coming coming off a series where you dropped 2 or 3 against Georgia. You outscored Missouri 22-8 and sweep the series. How comfortable are you with this offense now heading into Florida?
Well, I mean, I'm just glad that our kids feel good about themselves, and we had a good offensive night at Furman. We had a good offensive night today with 16 hits, and we've had some very competitive at bats. I just wanted them to feel good about the results. Really didn't matter too much to me. I just wanted the kids to feel good about themselves and get a little bit momentum going, a little bit more confidence, and they certainly played with a lot of confidence this week, and hopefully we can build on that.
With no midweek game, how did things kind of change this week as far as what you guys will do?
Well, we'll go recruit, and we'll go see some high school kids and try to get out and about in regards to that. And we'll still practice. We might have a midweek scrimmage game, just to keep seeing live at bats. And some of our pitchers need to throw that haven't thrown much, and we won't stop practicing or preparing. But some of our coaches might not be here. Some of them may. Just keep working, and it's around the exam schedule, and we got to be careful about that and make sure we're not, practicing them. We can get the whole group together at some point in time, because obviously they'll spend a lot of time this week studying. So we'll pick our spots, but it'll be the same. Nothing much will change other than we don't play and we can catch our breath from competition. But we need to use this week to continue to improve and get better.
Coach, you got Fado and Puck and Shore coming up. You faced some big times arms recently. How do you prepare for that?
Listen, I will talk about Florida later in the week, but this is what I'll say about Florida. They may be one of the best college baseball teams on paper from a talent standpoint than any I've coached for a long time. They may have more big leaguers on that team than I've ever seen on a college baseball team. We're certainly it'll be a very, very difficult challenge for us, but we're playing here at home, and I'm sure our fans will be excited and our players will be excited, and we'll just do the best that we can, and we're excited about the opportunity and the challenge that's in front of us, and we got a lot of good teams. We got Florida left, we got A&M, we got huge challenges in front of us, and we'll try to take it one at a time, but that's all I'm gonna say about Florida. I'm gonna enjoy this until midnight, and we'll have a pressure about Florida for Thursday, right?
Anything else for Coach Holbrook?
Thank you.
Coach?